230 years of history. One of the oldest retailers in the world. What is the secret behind it? The ambition to go further? The desire to run faster? The foresight to wait for the right time to act? Of one thing we are sure: we shape our own destiny. We are working to achieve what has not yet been done, as we have since the beginning. In 1792, our founder opened a small store in the center of Lisbon, but he didn't stand still until becoming an official supplier to the Portuguese crown. Even in the most demanding times, his successors always believed in striving to ensure the future of the business. In 1921, Francisco Manuel dos Santos and a few partners saw the opportunity to become relevant far away from their hometown. They did not rest until buying the iconic Chiado store, raising the stakes of the business. So, 100 years ago, the Santos family bought Jerónimo Martins. And from that moment on, consecutive generations have been at the helm of the group. At that time, we were one of the first companies to create a canteen for its staff, pay above the minimum wage, and offer a Christmas bonus for employees. But doing the right thing for our people is only achievable if we do the right thing for our business. When economic and social boldness was necessary, Elísio Alexandre dos Santos, Francisco's son-in-law, was the man who made the decisive step towards manufacturing consumer goods. The historic partnership with Unilever was signed in 1949 and shaped Jerónimo Martins' ambition for much of the 20th century. There were, however, even bigger fish to fry. In the late 70s, Alexandre Soares dos Santos, Elísio's son, decided to connect the dots of the supply chain and invest in a game-changing business, food retail. The first Pingo Doce stores opened in 1980. 40 years later, the company has become the largest supermarket chain in Portugal. Around the same time, Jerónimo Martins bought 4 Recheio stores and entered the cash and carry market. 50 years later, Recheio is the indisputable market leader. Becoming the cream of the crop takes time, patience, and vision. Alexandre Soares dos Santos never resigned himself to the idea of leading just another nationwide company. He wanted more. And just like in those early days, he restlessly searched for an opportunity to go beyond the Portuguese borders, raising the bar once again. On November 1989, the Berlin Wall came down and economic opportunities blossomed in Eastern Europe. To finance growth and to strengthen the Santos family's stake, the group entered the Portuguese Stock Exchange. 6 years later, we opened our first stores in Poland. The story is well known. Biedronka, the Polish food retail leader, is one of the largest companies in Eastern Europe and the group's most significant business. Growth is also fueled by the ability to keep learning, above all, from our own mistakes. On the brink of the 21st century, after a decade of consistent and voracious investments and acquisitions in Portugal, Poland, and Brazil, we accumulated heavy losses and excessive debt. And because we are always committed to doing the right thing, we just don't lie. We were the first listed company on the Portuguese stock market to issue a profit warning. We worked as a team like never before, relying on each other, going ahead with a restructuring plan while refocusing on the food distribution business. By 2004, we were once again ready to resume growth, this time with a more cautious financial approach. Yes, there were bumps on the road, but we acknowledged what was needed to be done and we turned it around. This is the story of those who don't refrain from taking risks when seeing a good growth opportunity. In 2011, and with Pedro Soares dos Santos, Alexandre's son, steering the company's destiny, we announced the entry into a new market in a new continent. Within 2 years, we opened the first stores in Colombia. Three years later, we became market leaders in our first region of operations. Throughout our history, we have learned to cherish our independence, to fight for the freedom of choosing our own way, to place top-line growth as a driver while respecting people, nature, and the planet, home to all living beings. 10 years after the definition of the first sustainability targets, the group is now present in more than 100 international indexes and is placed among the world's best sustainability performers. We have programs to support employees with a social or family background at risk, housing cost issues, and holiday camps for their children. We aim to be a benchmark in gender equality. Women hold almost 70% of our management positions. And the last decade has been one of consistent delivery like never before. In 10 years, our turnover doubled, largely surpassing the 20 billion euros milestone, and we were placed among the top 50 global retailers. The name and fighting spirit of Jerónimo Martins has already spanned over 4 centuries. Today, it is still on the same mission of delivering growth. Always with the joy and excitement of a young and brave heart, and the wisdom and commitment of more than 120,000 people.